Yo, how's it going everyone? This is Cause Legion Kid speaking, and welcome to your next 5-minute review, more or less, of a game called Trek to Yomi. As a vow to his dying master, the young swordsman Hiroki is sworn to protect his town and the people he loves against all threats. Faced with tragedy and bound to the duty, lone samurai must voyage beyond life and death to confront himself and decide his path forward. Published by Devolver Digital, developed by Flying Wild Hog. Release date, May 5th, 2022. The day that I made this video, you can find Trek to Yomi on Xbox Game Pass, so hopefully with some luck, by the time you get to see this video, it'll still be on Xbox Game Pass, but if not, here is a short review. So, to start off, basically you play as a samurai. And, if you ever seen, you know, Japanese or Chinese, fighting, I guess you can say, movies, you would basically know what you're gonna get yourself into when it comes to this game. So basically, let's just start off with the bad. I feel like, again, describing the whole Japanese/Chinese movies, obviously not every single one of them, just in general, I felt like the story was rather generic due to it didn't really do anything different. It didn't feel like they tried being unique at all. It's just kind of like the basis is you're playing the samurai, bad things happen, and now you have to protect your village, and then you go from there. But I'm sure if you've seen those style type of movies, you would know where the story's going. And the mechanics kind of feel also rather generic. Like, for example, you run into enemies, certain enemies do certain things, and when it comes to like difficulty, I felt like the entire game, even in its normal difficulty, was rather easy. The thing that makes the game difficult is enemy spam. So for example, you'll like play half the game like normal. You know, you're just running around fighting, dodging, blocking, parrying, all that stuff. And then, like, somewhere, like, past the halfway point, all of a sudden, you have just giant groups of enemies just shooting at you, like, for 5 minutes straight or whatever, and it's like, really? So basically, what makes the game difficult, in my opinion, at least when it came to the normal difficulty, is like, you'll run around, and then all of a sudden, they'll just bombard you with enemies, and they expect you to beat them. I'm assuming if you played on the more difficult option, you'll either be able to take less hits or no hits by the time you're down, but yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of the enemy spam, and due to how this story was rather generic and the mechanics just kind of like repeated itself over and over and over again, I didn't really feel like I wanted to continue. I did finish the game, but again, what made me want to continue playing the game is both the music and the graphics. So obviously, if you've seen any trailers of this game, or just in general, just checking out this title screen, the use of the black and white is really, really good. It is so good. I felt like they did a really good job with how the game looked, but they did a really bad job with what you do with the game. So for example, you see the game, if you pretend like, if you watch a trailer in a muted, no sound, you can definitely be like really into what you're looking at, but as soon as you start playing the game, it's like, oh, that's it, that's all we get. So yeah, what made me kept wanting to play is basically the music and the graphics. It's really nice. It's super good to look at. And yeah, what fell off was the story and the mechanics. Those were just kind of like meh. It's if I were to put any time on it, it's probably a good, like, 8 to 10 hour experience, more or less, depending on how good you are when it comes to dodging, blocking, or parrying. It is kind of, I wanted to say Souls-like, but I didn't want to say it, but, I mean, I already said it, so there you go. It's kind of like Souls-like, but not really. It does get difficult towards some sections, but the majority of what you do in the game is pretty straightforward. And if you are going to check this game out, just know that the game definitely looks a lot better than it actually plays. But again, if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can check out the game for free. And if you don't, I would definitely suggest you buy this game on a discount, because the look of the game isn't enough to want to immediately want to play, but it's not a bad game. They just needed to have a wow factor, which it did not. But there you go. Hopefully this review has helped you in one way or another, and if it didn't, I'm sure you'll let me know. But that being said, I am done. Hopefully this review helped, and hope to see you in the next one. Take care.